10 human beings with unbelievable superpowers. Wim Hof. If you try doing exactly what Wim Hof does, then you would definitely freeze until you cease to exist. Wim Hof has definitely stunned scientists with his ability of easily staying submerged in ice for close to 2 hours or more without his body temperature changing a single bit. With this unbelievable ability, Wim was also able to climb Mount Everest only in his shorts. Stephen Wiltshire. An absolutely extraordinary artist, all it takes for Stephen is just a single glance, and every little detail then immediately comes on paper. Stephen happens to be gifted with the most brilliant photographic memory, where he can easily remember the smallest of things, and he can instantly draw them with just one glance. Javier Botet. If you're a fan of watching scary movies, chances are you've seen the work of Javier Botet. He was seen in the Spanish film Mama, which was a remake of the 2018 film Slender Man. A lot can definitely be done with CGI and makeup, but nothing can cause more fear than a person with the ability to bend their body in unbelievable poses. Javier was diagnosed with a condition called Marfan syndrome, which affects the connective tissue in the entire body. People diagnosed with Marfan are unusually tall and have abnormal flexibility. This is also known as a spectrum disorder, which means that severe cases could lead to defects in the heart or other organs. Those diagnosed with mild symptoms lead relatively normal and healthy lives. Mary Lou Henner. This is certainly something we all wished we had at some point, especially for an important test. While we may have trouble remembering very specific details, Mary Lou Henner definitely cannot relate. Apart from being a stunning actress, Mary Lou has a condition called hyperthymia. This condition allows her to recall every detail, whether good or bad, from decades ago. And we mean every single little detail. Mary Lou is one of the 25 cases confirmed with this disorder. On any given day, she can pinpoint the smallest details that have happened in her life. Liam Hoekstra. It's certainly cool to think that a genetic disorder could result in superhuman strength rather than physical frailty. Now, imagine a toddler having this kind of strength. In 2009, Liam Hoekstra grabbed headlines as the world's strongest toddler. Liam was diagnosed with an extremely rare genetic condition where his body doesn't produce any myostatin. This deficiency causes the individual to have much larger muscles with a limited amount of body fat. This causes Liam to look like he lives in the gym or is constantly training, but with this deficiency, he is just naturally stronger than his peers. However, with this condition, Liam has to eat a lot more than most of us would just to keep up with his body. Michel Lotito. The French entertainer Michel Lotito, who is also known as Monsieur Mange-Tout or Mr. Eats-It-All, has consumed literally everything in his sight. Michel has consumed objects made of metal, rubber, and even glass, which was accompanied by mineral oil. Michel's most impressive challenge was consuming a Cessna 150 airplane, which he ate in little bits in a span of 2 years. Michel was diagnosed with a condition known as pica, which means the person has an appetite for any non-consumable items like rocks, dirt, and metals. Michel also has an abnormally thick stomach lining, which makes it easier and possible to eat sharp objects. Consuming items like this would not allow anyone else to survive, but for Michel, he can never go hungry. Daniel Browning Smith. Daniel happens to be the most flexible man on planet Earth and is also a 5-time Guinness record holder. Daniel can easily roll up like a ball. When he displays all his skills, one could not help but wonder where do all the bones in his body vanish. Thanks to his unique ability, Daniel has appeared on several famous talk shows. Iiro-Matti Rauntra. Iiro-Matti Rauntra, the Finnish Olympic skiing champion, was possibly the first Finnish sportsman to ever test positive for hormone doping. But, Matti Rauntra had a condition that gave him extremely high endurance levels. After a series of tests with his extended family as well, it was discovered that there was a mutation of the erythropoietin receptor gene. This mutation caused Mantyrantra to have 50% more oxygen flowing in his bloodstream, which is highly advantageous when it comes to endurance competitions. Radhakrishnan Velu. This man from Malaysia should definitely be signed for all the toothpaste commercials. Radhakrishnan Velu has reportedly pulled a 7-coach train with a single steel rope, one end of which had been tied to the train and the other end was tied between his teeth. He also holds a Guinness for this absolutely unexplainable ability. Prahlad Jani. A strong devotee of Ambamata, Prahlad Jani has claimed that he hasn't had a single morsel of food ever since 1940. Then how would he survive, you might ask? Well, that's exactly one of India's many unsolved mysteries. Jani was once locked in a room for almost 10 days for observational studies, where it was discovered that he was perfectly healthy without any food or water.